So today we are on our way to Jaguar Land Rover for our service, and it's quite a big one. It's the 108,000 or 96 month, I think it is. Relatively big one. It's costing, well, that's a whole nother conversation, but the main dealer are trying to tell me it's one price. Jaguar online are telling me it's a bit cheaper than that. Quite a bit cheaper than that. So we're going to see what happens when we get there. So I've touched on this in previous videos. Why do I go to the main dealer for servicing on this car? You know, could quite happily go to an independent and probably get the same, if not a better service from a Jaguar specialist. And yep, absolutely. It's two things. It's two things. Convenience, which is probably not priority order number one, and it is also keeping that residual value in the car. It's got full main dealer service history. That might mean nothing to some people. It might mean something to some people if I ever come to sell this car, but at least I'm on the right side of wrong if I want to come and sell and I've got a full Jaguar service history. Now, I have priced this up in the past and it's probably about £150 cheaper. If you've had any experience of that, drop it in the comments. But for me, the places I went, it's about £150 cheaper. And for me to do that, I'd have to either drive this car 150 miles each direction, so 300-mile round trip to go to the specialist I want to use, or hire a trailer and stick it on the back of the other car and trailer it to have its service done, which is a little bit extravagant. So 150 quid when you factor in fuel, my time. As you can see, I've taken time out of work to do this. I'm on my way to the dealer before heading into work. 150 quid, yes, not a small amount of money, but to keep that stamp in the book and to just be able to drop it off, wait, do a bit of work while I'm there and then carry on my journey, which is my route to work anyway, is quite valuable. So this has not long had its MOT. Frustratingly, I think they're having a slow day on the MOT. They peppered it with advisories for predominantly tyres and one of the indicators not illuminating correctly on the wing mirror, which I tried having a conversation with them. They're sequential indicators. I've fitted them. There's a video about it. They weren't having any of it. They say they weren't all illuminating at the same time. But then only gave me an advisory for one side of the car, not the other. I ran out of energy trying to argue it with them. I think they just needed to make up some quotas for MOT advisories on that day, but we are where we are. So I'm waiting to see if the tyres come up on like the health check they do for the service today. They probably will, right? They give you a rack report, red, amber, green, and these have got minor cracks appearing in the sidewalls, which, whole nother story. That's a little bit disappointing because these tyres are probably only 2 years old and they've done, what are we on now? They've probably done 5,000 miles tops. So I get it, tyres sitting still, not doing a lot of mileage, not good for them. I'm not that bent up about it, just a little bit less than what I'd expect out of that. So we're expecting some comments on tyres. It's not an MOT, so they're going to service the car and probably just leave it be, not go into too much unless they see something particularly dangerous. So what do I get in this service? Let's peel back the layers. So in this service, and it's not a major service, we're not doing any belts, anything like that, but in this service we get a visual inspection. Thank you. We get engine oil and filter. We get the cabin air filter changed. We're also getting the air filters, and there's two of those, don't forget. It's a V configuration engine with two air feeds into a plenum on top of the engine, so we're getting two air filters with that as well. If you've got the carbon ceramic brake package, which I do not, but if you have that, you would get a brake fluid change. Don't know why, I guess the temperatures they're exposed to, not sure, or different. Maybe it's .5.1 for carbon ceramics and .4, whatever it is in this. I don't know, but apparently we don't get the brake fluid change today. But the one that I'm quite interested in is the transmission oil change, and I've asked to see the quality of that when it comes out for my own curiosity more than anything. I suppose really my interest has been piqued by Mrs. GB's Range Rover Evoque, the transmission in that is awful. It's a ZF gearbox, and ZF are pretty bulletproof. However, I don't really want this suffering the same symptoms as that Range Rover. So I've asked to see the state of the transmission fluid. I'm not going to be able to tell anything from that. I've got a very untrained eye. Just curious as to the colour of what came out versus what went in. So we'll see if the dealership will let us have a look at that. And then they are going to, as part of the price, undertake a road test of the vehicle. I guess just to see if there's any knocks or bangs. Which in my last video, if you watch that, you'll notice there was quite a clunk that came from the transmission. So I will make them aware of that and see what they say. Now there is something I want them to look at while it's in. I'm going to give them the opportunity to see if they can diagnose it. Don't know if anyone else experiences this, but my door handles are getting a bit sticky. The external door handles, they open fine, they pop out from the body as you would expect. However, when you're trying to pull the door open, they do, you have to put more force than I would deem reasonable into trying to open the door. Don't know if it's the latch sticking, maybe the doors have dropped, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like a good amount of force to be putting on a plastic piece like that. So I'm going to ask them to have a look at that while we're there. Outside of that, it's pretty good. It's a well looked after car. It doesn't do moon mileage. You know, we've done 3,000 miles each year between the last two MOTs, just over, so it doesn't do a huge amount. So hopefully we'll come out with a relatively good bill of health. So for anybody that watches Too Tall to Drive's videos, you'll have seen he recently did a bit of a sketch on just ask for cheaper servicing when you go to the main dealer. And I was watching his video, and I really like Will. We sort of chat a lot outside of YouTube, and I was thinking, no chance, mate. Like, these things are going to be so set in stone, process bound, main dealers, corporate, stiff collared. No chance. I'm sorry, Will. I owe you an apology, and thank you for the tip. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, so if you're not already subscribed to Too Tall to Drive, go and check him out. But effectively, I was quoted a price by the dealership in question, I won't name them, and then going online and looking at Jaguar's online service booking was cheaper again, by about £200. So when I was on the phone, I then spoke to the call handler I was speaking with. I think it all goes through to a central call centre, and yeah, it does work, so give it a try. I was quite shocked myself, but for those who are interested, the numbers are the main dealer in Bournemouth, I won't name them, but you can probably work it out from there, quoted me £950 something for this service, which is pretty expensive when you think about it. I guess the transmission oil change is a large part of that, but 950 something pounds. Online, Jaguar are quoting £750, which is a packet, right? It's 200 quid, it's not to be sniffed at. £200 cheaper just for booking online. So I'm going to have a chat to them when I get there about that. And then the call handler again said that they would be able to do something on price, and they would push it through to the dealership. So I want to see what's actually made its way through when we get there. So this is pretty cool. Let me grab the camera and see if I can. I'm on private land now before I get told off for this, but let me grab the camera and see if I can get this. But they've got one of these drive-in services where you just literally drive in. Hang on. You just drive in and park your car, and they come and greet you. So we're going to park behind Gus, whoever that is, and check in for our service.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Just like that, we are back out. My wallet is £715 lighter off, or £715, 98 pence lighter. We managed to get a bit more discount on the reduced 750 down from 950, so that's good. But we are in and out. That took, what's the time now? 10 past 11, went in at 8:30, so just a shade under 3 hours. I did ask them not to wash the car, because they said that was going to take about another hour. I don't really like other people washing the car. I quite enjoy it in my free time, so what with it being ceramic coated, it's a bit easier not to have the scratch and shine or scratch and swirl at the dealership wash the car. So I am going to find somewhere to pull over, and we are going to take a look at the paperwork I got and see exactly what we managed to get for 715 hard-earned British pounds on this 128,000 mile, 96-month service on the Jaguar F-Type. So we have here my receipt for £716.88. That was lower than the 950 they were initially trying to charge me had I not said anything. Then a further, what's that, £34.12 cheaper than the revised price. So definitely worth asking about that. But as you can see here, they have carried out the 128,000 miles or 96-month service, new engine oil, whoop-de-doo, some screen wash, new oil filter, new cabin filter, 2 engine air filters, new drain plug for the sump, and then the differential oil, which I have asked for a photo of to be emailed to me, which they've assured me will happen. And then over here they've given me the tread readings on the tyres, which we know is getting low. So the online service history updated, and then here they've recommended that I look at the brake pad on the rear axle. They say they're getting low, and they've included the price for 2 new sensors in there, or 1 sensor pack. Don't know why they're quoting the sensors when they haven't tripped. And then the tyres, they're quoting me £212 and 8 pence for new Michelins, which actually doesn't feel too bad, all said and told. I'll have to have a look online and see what they come in at online. Just looking on Black Circles seems to be the place I go to when I'm looking for mine, and they are quoting me £230.99 pence Inc. VAT. Let's add the VAT onto what Jaguar have quoted there. So 212.08 times 1.2, 250 quid. So they're a little bit more expensive, about 20 quid more expensive than if I was to go to Black Circles, which, yeah, they are more expensive. Add that up over 4 wheels as well, that's gonna rack up pretty quickly. So I won't be going to Jaguar for the tyres. So hopefully that's been beneficial. I don't think there are any videos online at the moment about the 128,000 mile 96-month service on these cars. I would hazard a guess, and that's all this is, a guess, that most cars when they get to this age don't go to the main dealer anymore. People probably take them to indies or do them themselves. So yeah, make your own denunciations from this. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, it's what I've chosen to do, but I'm going to stand by it, look after the residual value in my car, manage to get it for a bit cheaper as well, so winner there. Don't just take the first price that's given to you. Thank you, Will, appreciate that. And if you're not already, please do sub, hit that button down below, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace. My parking sensor's broken. I forgot about this. When you reach a low speed, you're just met with this. It's just soul destroying. Oh, hang on. You can't fully mute it either. All the time you're in traffic, it just eats away at your sanity. Oh. I've got to take the front bumper off. It's one of the front, I think it's like the middle right, if that makes sense, the middle right parking sensor. I'm going to have to take the front bumper off and change it. I've got one at home. That's the annoying thing. It started playing up 2 years ago, but sorted its act out. However, yeah, this is this is soul destroying. I don't ever really sit in traffic in this car because I'm not really driving in rush hour. But wow, maybe while the front's off, we could do something else as well. Who knows?